Hello, fifth grade students and parents. Today we'll be reviewing some very important information on the sixth grade pre-registration for the 21-22 school year for Medina Valley Middle School. Our goal with you all today is to select courses and elective classes that your child would like to take. For students that we have that are working in person, an MVMS counselor will be visiting your campus this week, and you will be taking home a course selection form that will need to be reviewed with your family to be returned to your homeroom teacher by February 5th, which is the following Friday. For students that are working remotely, there will be a Google form that will need to be filled out for your pre-registration process. The Google form will be located in this newsletter that you are viewing this video on, and it is titled the 2021-22 sixth grade course selections. Both the course selection form and this Google form will need to be turned in and completed by February 5th. The next few slides we will be covering for the in-person students, the course selection form and the items that are absolutely necessary to be filled in. The top portion of the course selection form, we do have the elementary campuses that are listed. Please have your child or make sure your child has listed what campus they are coming from, who their homeroom teacher is, and the due date of February 5th. At the very bottom, not the bottom, but at the top portion, you will see indicated here are the two counselors that are going to be the sixth grade counselors next year. We do have Katie Lanke, who has the alphabet for the last names that end in A through M. We have Wendy Brewer, is the other counselor that will have the students that have last names with the alphabet N through Z. On the course selection form, it's very important to have students fill in their last name, their first name, their middle initial, and indicate their student ID, which is their lunch number. And if we can have parents fill out their name, phone number, and email, so we have all the updated contact information necessary. This is what the form looks like in its entirety. You will see the top portion we just reviewed, which is the personal information portion. And then we also have the courses, and the elective classes, which we will talk about very shortly. What's very, very important at the very bottom, we will need a parent signature and date. Students, there is a part for you to sign as well, so please make sure that you sign and date this form to indicate that you have reviewed this form with your parents and your parents approved of what you've selected. And this is why it's absolutely necessary that we have a parent signature. Next school year, students will have, actually it's a 9-period day, but one of the periods is actually your lunch. And students will see on their schedule, they have a blocked language arts, the ELA class, which takes up for 2 periods. We also have a blocked math class, which also takes up a 2-period time frame. We have science and social studies. So these are our 4 core classes that are required for every single student to take. We do have some honors options, which we will go into detail very shortly about what those expectations are in just a few minutes. Physical education is a required class that all of our 6th grade and 7th grade students need to take. As a 6th grade student, students are able to select either PE or pre-athletics, and they also will be required to select one elective class, art, band, or theater arts. The honors expectation for our core classes, so we do offer honors, language arts, science, and social studies, and we also have advanced math, which is considered our MAT program, which we'll cover in just a few minutes. For honors classes, it's very important to understand that students must maintain a 70% average or higher to continue in staying enrolled in the class. Students could expect some higher level reading type material, higher expectation, a faster pace of instruction, and a higher level of instruction. For students that are interested in our MAT program, which is our Math Accelerated Program, there is a required video that must be watched by our parents, whether it's our parents of students that are attending in person or students that are working remotely. It's very important. It is a required video that any parent that would like to have their child enrolled into an advanced math class will have to view this video. And soon after the video, there will be a Google form that will need to be filled out as well, which is very, very self-explanatory once you start filling out the form. On the course selection form, for those students that have the paper copy, you will see there is an initial that parents need to initial that they understand about the required orientation, which is that map video, and the Google form. As you can see, today we're actually going to be selecting our core classes. So we will need for students to select one or the other in each one of these core classes. So in our language arts block, we have the regular language arts and we have an honors block. At this time, have your child select a 1 next to the class that they'd like to take. Math, we also have the regular math class, and then we also have the map block class, which is where we will need a parent initial. It's required, and of course the map explanation and the required video and Google form is required by all parents who are wanting their child to attend or to participate in an advanced math class. Students also have the option of doing a science class, whether it be an honors science class or regular science class, and we also have a social studies class, or we have an honors social studies class. Please make sure that one class is marked in each one of these areas. For students that are interested in taking either a PE or pre-athletics class, I'm going to begin to tell you a little bit about the difference between the two. The PE is probably the easiest to understand because that's exactly what students have been participating in their last few years. PE is exactly what the elementary school has seen. Students are required, though, to suit out. That's what's a little different at the middle school level, as well as for the pre-athletics class. But they do participate in the games that they play, the different types of sports and things like that. For students that are interested in pre-athletics, these are students that are interested in participating in the actual athletic class that students are eligible to participate in their 7th and 8th grade year. The pre-athletics is for our students that are either not sure if they want to be in athletics and they're curious and they'd like to see what those expectations are. They're welcome to take the class, or it can also be for students who know exactly that they want to participate in. This would be the class to take. Teachers do abide by the UIL expectations, so students are used to following those expectations that are set before them for their athletic classes in their 7th and 8th grade years. Students will learn the basics of weightlifting and conditioning. When students are off season, they have to understand how to prepare themselves for the sport that they're interested in participating in. They will also understand and fully participate in the variety of the team sports that are available, and also learn the fundamentals and knowledge of rules and expectations at the middle school level. At this time, students will now choose either the PE class or the pre-athletics class. It's very important that students select one or the other. So if they do select the PE class, please indicate to the left a 1, and then please have them indicate whether they are boy or girl. Or if a student is interested in a pre-athletics class, so the student is indicating with the 1 next to the pre-athletics, to the left of the pre-athletics, and indicate whether they are a boy or girl. We have 3 electives that students can choose from that is required. So it's a band, art, or theater arts. Students that are interested in taking art, they do not have to have any type of experience necessary. They will learn the basics elements of art and the principles of design. They will also get to tap into different types of drawings and paintings, sculptures, ceramics, fiber, and art. And then most importantly, they get to learn a little bit about history. Some of the frequently asked questions are the types of supplies and those kinds of things for art. So there will be a set supply list that students will have to be required to take to class. There's different places where students can purchase these items. And of course, you'll have a lot of great projects to work on. And please, once again, don't worry if you don't have any experience, because you are absolutely graded by your effort, if you followed instruction, and of course with your craftsmanship. In beginning band, that's another class that we do offer on our campus. You do not have to know anything about an instrument or even know how to play the instrument. Once you sign up, the band teachers will be in contact to help and assist in you pick the instrument that is best for you. And what's awesome, we're very lucky to have 2 band teachers to kind of help with having our students learn a new instrument. And what's really awesome, after the first semester, students will learn to read music and play their instruments. So we're super excited about that. Some of the other things that are important to note is students will participate in different concerts, and then they may travel to go to fun places to spend time together. And of course, you get to make a lot of memories and make some new friends. And so it's awesome because you get to play, read music, and different things like that. So for those students that are interested in band, we're going to talk a little bit about these elective choices and in the order in which you pick them. So it's very important. We'll learn a little bit more about that. The bottom right-hand corner, you will see these are the email addresses of our band teachers. So if you're interested in contacting band teachers for specific instruments, they would be a great place for you all to contact. Once again, band teachers will help students in selecting their instruments, and if they will be in contact with you all to speak to you all as far as what instrument would work best for you. And of course, cost, this oftentimes does come up. One important thing is to kind of understand, it does depend on the instrument is the cost part of that. For students that, if finances are a concern in any way, shape, or form, these are instruments and there's instruments that can be rented from the school. So any other specific type of questions that we do have for band, once again, at the bottom right-hand corner, we do have our awesome band teachers' contact information. Theater arts is the last elective that you get to choose from. This is a great class. Once again, this is not a class that you have to have experience, just like our other 2 electives. Students will learn different types of theater, different elements of theater, which is readers' theater, monologues, duet acting, and even, of course, some pantomime and improvisation. So this is some great things. And of course, there's some reading because they'll have to read some scripts and things like that. And of course, some writing. So students have a lot of fun with set design and makeup and those other kinds of things. And as I said before, there is no experience necessary. Here are some few clips of some pics of students that have performed in the past. Some of the questions that have frequently been asked has been, what kinds of plays happen on campus? For what happens actually in the classroom are short solo performances and short small group scenes. And one really cool thing about theater arts is they will have a full production, which is completely separate from the theater arts class. What this means is that for those students that are not participating in theater arts, all students will be welcome to have an audition or tryout for an acting role or a non-acting role, which is typically a crew position. So all students will be welcome. So this is going to be very important. We do have announcements. This is what to actually look for, because it's an awesome opportunity for students that love the other electives that we have and love every single one of them. This is another great opportunity to be involved in theater arts as well. At this time, so this is what we're going to need your help. We're going to need you to select an elective 1, 2, or 3. You're going to list. Please do not put check marks. It's very important that you put a 1, 2, and 3. Your first choice is not something that just in case if a section fills up or something like that, we do need some other options to choose from. And so do take some time to look at the 3 electives, 1 being your first choice. And once again, these classes are not guaranteed. 2 being your second choice, and 3 being your third choice. Please take some time to review this, and then you're able to, and then once you're ready to make your selections, please indicate 1, 2, and 3 in the selective area. At the very end, you will see there is a part for student signature. We covered that just a little bit ago. We do need a parent signature to indicate the approval of what has been selected. So today, we're going to sign and date. Tonight, get the adult signature. And then tomorrow, return this form. For those that are in person, this course selection form can be turned into your homeroom teacher or the next day possible. But the last day to do the Google form for those students that are working remotely, or for the students that have the course selection form, the last day to turn in these forms is February 5th. If you'd like to view our course catalog form, on our course selection form at the bottom right, there is actually a QR code that you can actually scan and view our course catalog if you'd like to get a description of what those elective classes are, or even our core classes. But this is also the location on our website for you to look up. So you can go to mvisd.com, select the school, and our school is Medina Valley Middle School. Go to Quick Links, and then you will find the course catalog for the 2021-22 school year located at that place. And this comes to actually the end of our presentation, but we just would like to mention a couple of things. The MVMS counselors will be visiting on site to these campus, specifically Castroville, Castroville Elementary. The MVMS counselors will be there on January 27th. And on January 28th is when we will be attending La Coste. So parents, please look out for these forms on these specific days. Your child should have these come home to you all this afternoon, or these days specifically. Once again, as mentioned before, the due date for the Google form for those that are working remotely, or the course selection form, they're all due by February 5th. And one thing to remember to kind of keep in the back of your mind, June 1st is the deadline to make any type of changes of what has been selected and signed off on this form. It's very, very important. The contact information, if you have any questions about registration or classes, these are the two counselors that have been mentioned earlier on in the presentation. So if you'd like to make a change on the course selections that you've made, or just have questions in general, please, 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 these are the counselors that you can contact to ask those questions. And one last item to cover for today is counselors do leave 1 week after students' summer begins, just as a final and last note. We look forward to working with you all this next school year, and please do not hesitate to give us a call if you have absolutely any questions, and have a wonderful evening. Thank you. Bye-bye.